All right, let's talk fintech now. And I have with me Solape Akinpelu. She is CEO, co-founder, HerVest. Hello.
Hi.
Good to have you on SME Hub.
Good to meet you too, and good to be here. Thank you
so
so
let me
much.
start with the very first question that comes to mind when you hear HerVest.
Yeah.
Is it just about women? Because the ha, of course, connotes the female gender.
Absolutely, and you're correct. Your guess is spot on, 100%. Absolutely right. Just to emphasize.
So why the focus on
for women? HerVest is an inclusive finance, an inclusive fintech for women. And back to your question to say why the focus on women. You know, for way too long, we've had this gender-neutral approach to finances globally. And then it is even more acute in Africa. And then, of course, starting from where we sit, where we're from, Nigeria. So globally, half of the world's population, you know,
are women.
Right? And it comes down to regions, to countries as well. Then you realize that the bulk of these women are not financially included or do not even have financial access.
But whose fault is that?
I would say it's nobody's fault, but as Africans or as Nigerians in this case, it's ingrained in a lot of cultural biases, patrilineal institutions, patriarchal structures, which we can go on and on to cover such, you know, different layers. For instance, a lot of us grew up in homes where, you know, dads are responsible for, you know, making financial decisions, right?
You have created this platform to bring or make women more financially savvy.
Absolutely.
But are you saying that if a man walks in to do any financial transactions with you, the person will be declined?
You know, interestingly, we have men who use our platform. Right. Yesterday, a friend of mine still signed up and told me how he was enjoying the platform. So what we have done is that we have niched and taken a gender lens perspective on how we serve women financially. But then we have men in the gender community, we call them allies, men who largely support, you know, gender equality, who wants to reduce the inequality, you know, for women across different sectors or different, you know, sects. So they take an interest, they embrace it and they use it. But what we just say is that because the experience has been created around women, for instance, the financial literacy, the things we talk about, pink tax, there are things that affect a lot of women that they are not even aware about. The black tax, something that we even coined in-house, we call Ada tax, you know, that comes on women. Do you understand? And you realize that a lot of women are like, oh my God, I didn't know this, because we are it's ingrained in us.
Talk to us about the black tax.
Yeah, okay, so the black tax, I'll describe it to you. I don't know if there's anyone watching us now who maybe at least 50% of their income goes into, you know, grandma's medications, daddy's, so mommy's
extended
this.
family.
There's a cousin somewhere who is depending on your income and all of that. And because a lot of us grew up in ways like this, some people communal living, some people paid it forward, so we just felt like naturally we should. And you realize that it's a vicious cycle that makes, you know, one keep depending on the other. So these are things that we talk of, and unfortunately a lot of women are at the receiving end of it, because they'll say, oh, women, when you have a female child, they take care of parents, they do all of that, which is good. I do take care of my parents too, but we have to manage expectations so that you don't have to depend, you know, on your children. And of course we talk about the Gen Zs, we talk about even the Gen Alphas that are coming. See, those guys are not going to be like us. So if you don't plan right for, you know, yourself now, you don't want to be at the expense of a child who feels like, you know what, mommy, you should sort yourself, right? Children are not pension. You know,
so you also educate women on that?
We do, absolutely.
So let's talk business. I know you've created the background as to what this is about, but let's talk business. What does it take to start a business like this? Grit,
tenacity, you know.
Oh, okay.
Right. I said so because first, tech or not, to even be an entrepreneur or a founder in Nigeria, I joke and I say that it's an extreme sport, right? Because you have so many things to contend with, infrastructure, physical, digital, and then when you now decide as a business, for instance, to go into rural areas, you know, for instance, when I go into Ilorin, it takes when I go to Kwara State, it takes like 3 hours drive to go into some of the communities where our projects are going on. I'll just say the right fundamentals should be there, and the right fundamentals being having a revenue model. We are a social enterprise. We are for impact, we are for profit, but at least our revenue model, is clear. So you
what was capital like when you were starting off? I know you said you started during the COVID-19.
Yeah. We started in 2020, but trust me, I've been saving to start up HerVest since 2015 while I was in paid employment. Okay. The idea was there. I was with a top investment and asset management firm where I could see these numbers. I could see that women were not consuming financial services. I could see the gaps and the challenges, and I was.
So what gave you the confidence that you were going to break even, considering the fact that women had this kind of is it allergy? What there's a word I'm looking for, but they're not really open when it comes to financial services.
Yeah, see, so that's the thing. It comes with a lot of, and that's why we knew that we're going to be a social enterprise, because it comes with a lot of advocacy. But you realize that by the time we go in with knowledge, database, evidence-based knowledge, they now become the evangelists and start going into their communities. And that's the beautiful thing about women, right? If I say, oh, I love your glasses now, Bola, you tell me, you like it, this is where I got it. Do you understand? Women are, they just go on. They don't bluff and form like, oh, you like it, thank you. Do you understand? So you realize, yes. So you realize that they take it, and then, penetration started becoming easier. And we are in more communities, and more communities are saying, okay, we want to work with you because we can see the successful story that you've done in these other communities. And a lot of women on the supply side use our mobile app, which is available on Android and iOS too. By the way, they are now saying, because of HerVest, I now have better saving habits. Look at what I just shared about the black tax. There's the pink tax there, which is the fact that you want to buy a shaving stick. Because it's blue in the store, it's 20 naira. When it's pink and then there's some flavor on it, they say it's 25 naira. This is a global thing. You do not know, but it is the cost of being a woman. Why? Because, there was something that was added, and then they know that women will probably not. Do you understand? Right? So those are the things that we talk about. Like, oh my God.
So what do you do to help that? Are you?
Oh, no, it's the information.
Okay.
Do you understand? It's the information we put
out there. So what do
I
do with that information?
Tools and resources. So next time, because you are now aware, with information, when you know better, you do better. So you are doing better with your budgeting skills.
So I go for the blue one.
Oh, you go for the one that does the job. Do you understand?
Yes.
You simply go for the one that does the job. So
I don't need the aesthetics.
So if you use HerVest, you are sitting on tons of information resources that helps you save, grow money, multiply money, and be able to pass it on. And you can't put a price to that. Okay,
but you've not told us how much you had to invest at the start.
Do you know that, for instance, on HerVest, if you automate your savings and all of that, as little as 100 naira daily, instead of doing it with your local ajo.
I'm talking about you when you were starting the business.
Starting HerVest. It was. I would say that when we started, of course, if you're looking in Nigerian, context, it was millions of funds, millions of naira in funds to start to put together talent, to even build the technology stack. Right, it's a continuous process.
Did you build it within the Nigerian space, or you had to?
We built in-house. So initially, we were trying to build from India. It didn't work. So we had to put together.
Why didn't it work?
So we are trying to solve, because the process of building is even largely design. You have to do product design.
Okay.
We knew what we wanted to solve. We needed people that could empathize and understand the problem.
Okay.
To build for the people we are targeting.
The demographic.
So the time challenge. There were just so many challenges. Great developers over there. So we decided to build in-house. It was quite expensive. There's the marketing cost to all of these things too. There's the maintenance there. So there are just too many costs. But of course, thankfully, we've been able to work with international partners who recognize what we're doing, partners like the USAID, Standard Chartered.
Don't mention any more names.
Oh, okay. Okay, but I can mention the not-for-profits.
Of course.
Okay, yeah. So we're able to work with the USAID.